Okay, now we're recording. Okay, so we are going to start. I'm going to start with the emotional cycle, an attitude/emotional cycle, because the emotional cycle is something we go through in life, just in general, okay? And kind of once we recognize that we're just in the cycle, it's much easier to get out of it and get yourself where you're going. And so what the emotional cycle is it's our feelings towards anything new. And it's important in your Mary Kay business because new consultants have described their Mary Kay business, which I could relate to, as their Mary Kay period, of kind of like a roller coaster of like sometimes they're up here and they love their business, and then sometimes they're down here and it's hard and they're ready to quit. And so you guys, when you come into Mary Kay, we want you to be in Mary Kay for life. This is not just for a season. We don't want it to be for a season. Of course, your business is going to look different in all different seasons of your life as far as how much time you're dedicating towards your business or your goals in your business. It just goes around life. But we want you as lifers. This is a lifelong, just like sisterhood and company, and it's a company where you can build a sustainable business that can carry you for the next 20 years. You can keep your customers that you build now as a brand new consultant. You can have them 20 years from now. My mom has a consultant in her unit that says she'll be in Mary Kay until she sees Jesus. And that's the kind of company that we have. So we want you for life. So the quicker you can recognize that you're just going through an emotional cycle, the attitude emotional cycle, the better. Because so that it's not because you're not good at this, or not because, maybe this isn't the thing for you, or maybe it wasn't a right decision by doing it, or maybe you're not good at this, okay? Because that's just a lie. The truth is you're just in the emotional cycle. And I truly think what separates, beauty consultants from the top of the company are just the leaders in our company have learned to get through this little emotional cycle in a millisecond, okay? And, when I started as a brand new beauty consultant, it could take me like forever to get through that emotional cycle. I mean, I could be derailed for a month or whatever, but not just with Mary Kay, with anything. I mean, this just so can be applied to anything in your life. For example, anything new, like, the cycle of dating, the cycle of a new relationship, the cycle of finding a new church, getting a promotion, moving, having children, starting a new job. And so like your very first, the stage one, and if you're taking notes, you can write, your emotional cycle. So stage one, and you can like put your little circle. And stage one, we're up here at the top, and it is excitement. We're excited. Okay. And at stage one, like I said, it's excited. Like, okay, I'll use an example that relates to my life right now is dating. So excited, you meet a new guy. He's so nice. He's so cute. Everything's good. Like, this is exciting. And then you find out, like, then something happens. Like, I saw him like picking his nose or something, or like, I don't know. He's like negative Nancy or something. Okay. So then I'm like frustrated. Okay. So stage two is frustration. Or like relating this to your Mary Kay business, your frustration is, I just asked 20 people if I could practice on their face and nobody told me yeah. Like, I'm frustrated. And, okay. So then you're going to enter stage three. Stage three is the crisis of belief / your decision point. So this is where, at this crisis point, this decision point, this is where we lose people, either in Mary Kay, or they leave a church, or you decide to break the relationship off. This is when we can tend to not push through this cycle. So you have a choice to make. Are you going to let those no's stop you from your goal of a pink Cadillac? Are you going to let those no's stop you from the goal of leaving your job? Are you going to let those no's stop you from being at the castle on June the 8th? Whatever it is. So then you're going to, so like I said, you have a choice to make. And the best decision is to pre-decide. So right now, as brand new beauty consultants, your best decision is to commit to your Mary Kay business for 1 year. Commit to yourself and your Mary Kay business for 1 year. And in 1 year, I want you to look back and ask yourself, do you even recognize yourself anymore? Come to everything that Mary Kay has to offer. Show up to your new consultants training. Show up to your weekly success meeting and see how your life changes. And like in 1 year, if nothing changed, if you can truly say you gave it all you got, at that point, if you want to quit, then go for it. But you must ask yourself, have I given it my best? Was I committed? Did I attend? Did I do my training? Did I do what they said to do to be successful? And so then you're going to enter stage 4, which is your recommitment. Okay, so we've got excitement. Stage 1, we're excited. Stage 2, we're frustrated. Stage 3, we're at the crisis of belief. We're like at a decision point. What are we going to let this derail us? Am I going to let the fact this guy picks his nose, like, disregard the fact that, he loves Jesus? I don't know. Okay, I got a decision to make. Okay, and then you're in stage 4. You're recommitted. I've decided, you know what? I can just tell him, dude, I don't think it's cool you pick your nose. And okay, so that's where you recommit. And like I said, the best decision is pre-decide. Pre-decide that you are committed, regardless of the yeses or the nos. And so what happens is you're going to go through this emotional cycle. And one time I gave the example of, it was one day, it was a busy Mary Kay day where I had like several appointments. And so it started with like a facial from a girl I had just met we were at a restaurant at like the little pizza place, and it was UK ball game and St. Patrick's Day, and she was sitting beside me and we hit it off. I Facebooked her and said, it was so nice to meet you. Can I treat you to a Mary Kay makeover? She came to my house. She sat down. She bought $200 worth. She booked a party. Like, I was pumped. Like, she was precious. I wanted to share the marketing plan with her. I felt like she was going to be an awesome recruit. So that was great. Okay. And then I leave her house and I go to like another like party. And like at that party, they didn't really buy anything. Nobody booked appointments. They didn't give me referrals or anything. So in one day, I went from like, I am the best beauty consultant in all of Mary Kay, to like, after that second appointment, just completely derailed. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, maybe this doesn't work. And so, and that was when it was the most, like, I was able to recognize it the most of that, okay, I'm just going through this emotional cycle. And that's not the truth. It's just the law of the averages. Some will, some won't, so what? But enough will, okay? Enough will. So you just pre-decide that this is your goal, and you're going to show up to your training. And if at the end of 1 year, you showed up, you gave it everything you got, then you can evaluate. So, and so the difference between what separates, a sales director or a national sales director and a brand new beauty consultant is just how quickly we get through that, that emotional cycle. And so, as sales directors at the top of the company, they don't let no-shows. They don't let cancellations. They don't let people tell them no to the opportunity derail them. They just say, okay, it's not her, but it's someone else. Okay, so statements that I wish or that have helped me along the way, okay? Statements in my business. And so hopefully they'll help you. So I must talk to the many to find the few who were meant to be with me all along. I cannot control other people, but I can control me, my activity, and my attitude. And the fortune is in the follow-up. Care enough to prepare. Observe setbacks or obstacles as part of your education. Every time something goes wrong or I mess something up, I started to think, I'm so glad that happened, because now I'm going to help someone else who goes through the same thing. I'm going to be able to help her through that. Don't go to a hardware store for a loaf of bread. When you learn to control your emotions, you will control your paycheck. Balcony people versus basement people. And people will disappoint you, but numbers will not. And so I want you guys as brand new beauty consultants to do your hearts a favor and know the numbers, know your numbers, and know that our business is kind of the law of the average. And so, and when I say the numbers, like, no, I'm not talking about people as just a number at all. But just like Kelly Comley says, think of it like a stick of gum. Okay, so you have a pack of gum and you're at church and you ask everyone around you, hey, would you like a piece of gum? And someone tells you, yeah, sure, I'd love a piece. The next person, hey, you want a piece of gum? No, I'm good. The next person, hey, you want a piece of gum? I'm like, I don't even like gum. No. Then the next, so you go around. But every person that tells you no, they didn't want your gum, do you let it stop you from chewing gum or ever bringing gum to church again or asking the next person? Absolutely not. Because the truth is, maybe they didn't hear you. Maybe they just didn't want to come right then. But next week at church, you might ask the same people and everyone tell you something differently. Okay, so it's just, they're not telling no to you personally, just no to what you're offering or no, not right now. But like I said, we are going to talk to the many to find the few who are meant to be with you all along. So let's see. So now I want to do just like some really quick vision casting. Okay. So, and just to kind of show you how this business works and what our job is. So we do two things as a Mary Kay consultant. We share the product and we share the opportunity. That is your two jobs. And when you master those skills and you repeat them over a course of time, that's how you're going to get to things you want. So whatever your goal is in Mary Kay, whether your goal is, just to form positive relationships, to surround yourself with different people, because the truth is you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's no avoiding that. That is the truth. So maybe you just want to surround yourself with a different group of people, different caliber of women who make you better. Maybe you're in it for the personal growth, for the self-confidence. Maybe you love the recognition. Y'all, I love the recognition in Mary Kay. That fueled me. I wanted to be a director just to wear the suit. I wanted the recognition. Okay, so maybe you're working your Mary Kay with a goal of more time with family so that you can eliminate some of your third job or your second job or cut back your hours to allow you to give you more freedom and flexibility to spend more time with your family or your kids. Maybe it's for the job security. So that if you walked in your job tomorrow and they told you, we're sorry, we don't need you anymore, it doesn't derail you because you have built a sustainable business that you can pick up right where you left off. Maybe it's for the advancement opportunities to be in control of your income and be in control of your promotions. Maybe it's to be your own boss or to make a little or make some big money or to achieve the position of sales director. Whatever your goal in Mary Kay, whether it's any of those, it will be the means to this. It will be achieved through the party. Okay, it'll be achieved through the face-to-face connectedness. Okay, being face-to-face, toe-to-toe with that person. Okay, and so how we share the products, if you're taking notes, you can kind of like put 2 different columns of here on this column, we share the product. On this column, we share the marketing plan. Okay, so sharing the product. There is 5 ways that we sell our product. Okay, and that's 1, through party. The bread and butter to our business is through parties. And a party in Mary Kay is about 3 to 4 people. Your hostess plus 2 more. Any more than that's great. But it just takes 3 to 4 to be a party. Okay, the second one's just on-the-go selling. The third one's online. The fourth one's outside hostesses. And the fifth one's like, through catalog sales. Like passing out your book. Okay, so one of the first things that you're going to be challenged to in Mary Kay, but you're going to hear it over and over again, you're going to do a power start, but the power start doesn't stop ever. You know, you're just going to constantly always be doing power starts. And a power start is either, you can think of it as like practicing on 30 faces in 30 days. If it makes more sense to you to think about holding 6 parties in 30 days, like 6 parties a month, that is your power start. Okay. And so uh, at these parties, what you're going to do, we're going to constantly talk about a full circle perfect party. Okay, and what a full circle party is, this is what you're going to be trained on as a new consultant, is how to do a perfect party. And what that means is, one, that you are selling skincare sets. At each appointment, you sell 1 to 2 skincare sets. 2, you book 2 future parties. And 3, you share the opportunity. And typically, you're sharing the opportunity with the hostess and the, what we call the sparkler, okay? So the sparkler at the party is the one who was just super engaged or was super excited about what you were offering, or gave a lot of feedback, or just everyone loved, or she was really fun. So those are typically the 2 people. And why the hostess? Why would you want to share the Mary Kay opportunity with the hostess? Because she's been facialed before, and then she decided to host her own party. Like, she either attended a party or did a one-on-one appointment with you, decided to hold her own party. So she just got her closest friends and family around the kitchen table and watched you sell her friends $300 worth of product. Okay. And then when she hears the opportunity and says, oh, you just made $150 off my friends, maybe I could do this. Like, I'll service them. And then they saw you coach the party. Like, they saw how you helped her get the party together. They saw what your job was as a beauty consultant, and they never question what their job is. And they've tried the product, they've been exposed to it. So hostesses make great recruits. And then, like I said, the sparkler, or whoever you just really connected with. So I say all that to say, that's the ticket. Yes, Melanie. Let me see if I need to unmute you.
No, I unmuted myself.
Okay.
Okay. I always feel awkward when you go to like do the individual consults, like transitioning there, and also like asking them to bring their purse when I've like emphasized like, oh, I'm coming to do a free facial. So like, do you have any advice or like words of wisdom with that? Because I feel like that's like a struggle for me personally.
Yes, that's an awesome question. That's great. And that's great. That's really great, because Melanie's talking about the individual consultation, which is in your flip chart, and what we talk about, how we get to meet with each of the guests one-on-one at the end of an appointment. And so, Melanie, I was chicken to do the individual close. Like, that petrified me. That made me completely uncomfortable. But what I realized was the individual consultation was kind of like still the deal. It was my missing link, because I didn't come in great at selling product at all, or like booking. From my bookings, I was really great at the opportunity, because I was so great at recruiting someone at the party, because I believe in the opportunity so much that I wanted everyone to become a consultant, because I love this business. But I didn't do those 2 things. So what I learned was I was not doing the individual consultation. And so how to make it more seamless or more comfortable is to mention it at the beginning. So people always feel they want to feel safe and security. And so when we don't really tell them what we're doing, just like you said, Melanie, you don't want to feel like you've misled them or anything like that. And so we don't want to sacrifice their safety and security, and let them like be well informed from the start of what we're doing, what our intentions are. And so I tell them, we go around the appointment, we all introduce ourselves, and it's like, awesome. Thank you all so much. It's so great to meet each of you. So now first, let me tell you all what we're going to do tonight. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mary Kay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the product, about the company. That's important for you all to know. And then we're going to try the product. So you're offered 2 facials in Mary Kay. The first one's all about skincare and finding a perfect foundation match, and your second appointment's all about eyes, cheeks, and lips. You're like all day, trying everything. So we're going to try skincare and your perfect foundation match, and then at the end, Susie's like got snacks and all that, and then I'll meet with you all one-on-one just to get your feedback, answer any questions, see if I can help you anything, and we'll book that sound appointment. Oh, and like Susie has snacks, so and y'all can plan product, whatever you want to do. How's that sound? Okay, cool. Okay, so then you go right into it, and it helps too to be prepared. You know, like I said, care not to prepare. And so when you come in, go ahead and like scope out where you're doing your second appointment or where you're doing your individual close. And so your individual close doesn't like necessarily want to be like in the basement or like in a room down the hall. Like, don't make it creepy, but you just want it away from the table, because this is the truth, that we will not go around a table with everyone there listening and ask every single person the same question. You know, we won't say like, oh, Susie, how's your skin feel? Awesome. Well, if you could take anything home tonight, like, you know, is there anything you can't live without tonight? She's going to say yes or no. Awesome. Well, you know, if I could help you get that product for free or half price, you know, would you be interested? Okay, awesome. So at your second appointment, that's how you do that is, you know, at your second appointment, if you wanted to share that with friends, you can get $40 free just for having you plus two they're over the age of 18 and don't currently have a beauty consultant. Yes, let me unmute you. Okay, yes.
So with that too, so I've had a couple of instances out actually like 2 for 2 right now where I booked an appointment through like somebody else's friend, and then like come time for their second appointment when I'm trying to like reach out and follow up and make sure and everything, they just don't respond. And they're like, they just like ghost. So is that just a kind of you give up situation, or what do you do there? And I tried calling, I tried voicemail, I tried texting. So is that common?
It can happen. So it can happen if one, they weren't going to share it with friends, they can tend to be like a little more flaky on it. Or two, like maybe they just weren't really quite understanding what exactly you were going to do. So yeah, they're flaking out. So what helped my booking rates was, you know, if it was one-on-one to that second appointment, to say like, hey girl, you know, I'm so excited for Friday. Like, I know you love the charcoal mask. So girl, that, you know, if there's anyone you want to share it with, you know, that's yours for half price. Or just saying like, you know, Susie, if I could teach you anything when we get together on Friday, what would you love to learn? Like, do you want to know how to do your brows? Or do you want to learn that like eyeshadows that make your eye color pop? Or do you want to try a different foundation? Or did you want to try that other skincare line? Because we've got to bring value to it. You know, we want it to be important to her. And so finding out what she would really love to know or do tends to make a difference. Does that help? Kel, is there anything you're wanting to add, by the way? Because you can answer any of these questions, you know, just as.
I didn't hear your last question.
She asked that she was having trouble with the second appointment holding. Like Melanie, did you mean the second appointment, like they weren't really going to share it with people? They were going to do it just one-on-one, or both?
So I had 2 different appointments that this happened with. One of them was just herself, and the other one she had wanted to do friends and free. So I had reached out multiple times, and they just didn't even bother to respond. So, and they were both from the same party too, was the other thing. It was like they were both girls that were friends of a girl that I knew. And they didn't buy anything, so, which was fine. And I understood it, especially like with the one girl who was doing friends and free, like she might just want to wait until she's getting her free. But yeah, so I just didn't know, like, is that common? Because I've done a lot of one-on-one personally. I'm trying now to do more parties. That's what I'm working on. So.
Yeah, so my question or my answer to that would be that several things. One is, like Maddie said, knowing your numbers. Okay, so the more people you work with, obviously, the more that's going to stick and hold. Okay, so that's the first thing is working the numbers and understanding them and knowing that not everyone is going to hold. Okay, and then when we have that and we understand the numbers, that takes some of the disappointment and discouragement away. And the other thing, just to kind of reiterate what Maddie already said, is bringing value. So every time I think about that, it always makes me think of people who gets their nails done, or mainly nails and hair, let's say. So, I mean, like, I like to have my nails done. And even when I'm so super busy that I don't even have time to do it, I still make time for it because that brings me value. I want my nails to be done. Okay. So just like she said, it's finding out what it is that they want. And I mean, let's just, people are human, and probably especially younger girls may say they're going to book and really they have no intention, there's nothing they love, but they didn't know how to say no. Okay, so occasionally that happens. So it's just really understanding your people, and the more you do it, the more you're going to learn about that. But just like Maddie said, I try to always ask them at the beginning, is if there's anything that you could learn, what would it be? And if they say, oh, I really don't know, then they don't really understand my question most of the time. So then I help them, like, have you ever, wanted to know how to do your brows perfect, or smoky eyes, or contouring, or highlighting, or, whatever it is they say that they want to learn. Then when you're following up with them in the message or the phone call or the voice clip or whatever it is, then I'll just use Maddie for example, and let's say that she wanted to learn how to do her brows. Then I'm going to say that in that very first message, Maddie, I can, because I know you're excited about learning how to do the brows, and I can't wait to teach you because I think you're going to love what I show you. It's going to be really simple, quick, and you're going to be able to do it just like a dash out the door, or whatever your verbiage is. But you before you do anything, you resell her. Always you're reselling. And really that goes for anything in our company, whatever it is. Sometimes we get in a hurry and we just text and say, hey girl, can't wait to see you Friday, or we still on for Friday. But before we get in a hurry, we need to stop and resell them on what it was that they wanted to have. I know that you are so excited about getting that 40 free. Have you already picked out what you're going to get? Because we're going to have so much fun on Friday. Okay, so you're always putting out there, always reselling, no matter what it is, whether it's just an on-the-go appointment that you're stopping by and showing some products, whatever it is, you constantly want to resell what it was before you go to confirm anything. So is that helpful? Gotcha.
That was helpful for me. That's awesome. Okay, so gosh, I wish we had like 4 hours. So like I said, I want to, so that was great. And Kel was starting to touch just a little bit about knowing your numbers. So just really quick, if you're writing this down. So the average party sales for a new consultant is anywhere from $200 to $400. And just like Kel said, know your numbers. Take a face sheet and track it. What did that customer buy? Did she book? Did she give referrals? Because you can literally watch yourself. If that number grows, you can see the more you do it, the more that number grows. I mean, just like anything, you get better with practice. And this job is no different. And so I want you to think about, like, fast is easy, slow is hard. Okay, so if I asked you to stand up right now and sit back down. Okay, and like stand up, sit back down. All's good. Okay, so now if I asked you to like stand up, and now I just want you to like sit halfway down. Like, don't sit all the way down, but just sit halfway down. Now like go like 3/4 the way down. Okay, now you can sit down. Like, that's not easy. That hurts. Okay, so you want to put less time in between practicing. So as brand new consultants, as your power start, have your sales director come and help you with your kickoff party, and then go ahead and have 5 to 6 people lined up like 5 or 6 different appointments lined up, so you'll be ready to practice the skills you just saw. And what happens is, okay, let me get back to the numbers. So the average party sales for new consultant, $200 to $400. Calling is always best. Millennials, you know, I go back and forth on this, and I've come to just accept that even though I'd rather someone hear my voice, millennials won't answer the phone. They're not going to. They want you to text. So just text millennials, okay? But about 10 connects, about 10 reach outs, you'll get 1 booking. Now you might reach out to 20 people and it's the last dang 2 that tell you yeah. So just when you're about frustrated, like I said, you're in that frustrated cycle, then you got a decision to make. Am I going to keep going because I know the numbers that I know 1 in 10 will tell me yeah. So I got to ask 50 to tell me yeah. Okay. So 1 in 10 connects will result in a yes, in a actual booking. Half of what you book holds on the original date. Stuff comes up, life happens, we reschedule, the dog got sick, the dog ate something crazy, or just whatever, dog ate your homework. Half confirmed guests show up, both to parties and success events. Okay, so when you want a guest or just a guest at the party, invite 20 because 10 will tell you yeah, 5 will actually show. Those are your numbers. Share the opportunity in person, knee to knee, with someone who recently tried the product, so it's fresh on their mind what you're selling and what you're doing, in person or on the phone or via Snapchat or FaceTime. I mean, 1 in 4 will tell you yes. Share it with 4 people that just tried the product. 1 in 4 will join your team. Okay, so I tell you these numbers, and once you track it and you look at your month as a whole, or you feel like these averages are not working out to your favor, that these are not your numbers, then it doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean this doesn't work. It just means you got to go back to school. It just means you got to master the skills. And I had to do that, you guys. I practiced on 30 faces my first month in the company, thought I was hot stuff, but I didn't sell a dang thing, maybe a lip gloss. So after that, I thought I was having a ball, but I thought, I probably need to learn how to sell this stuff. So you just got to go back to school, and it could be just tweaking a few things. But I want to ask you, if I told you, if I said, Melanie, I'll give you $7,000 if you read this script, you read this, 30 to 30 different people, you don't change a dang word, you don't leave out a part, would you do it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So our business is the same, and not that we're robots or that we want to make you into something you're not. That is not it. It's just there's a right way and there's a better way. You know what I mean? Because there's 55 years of success. So we know what works, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable as a brand new consultant. But you guys are in such a servant position. I mean, you guys are just the impact you're about to have on women's lives. Is it worth it? Yes, yes, yes. This is just the vehicle. Okay, but we're out of time, less than a minute. It's going to kick me off. Thank you all for being on. Stay tuned for more training. We'll post this video online. You can text me with any requests you have for next week, and I'll see y'all later.